abuse in the world. How many of you have used drugs before or know somebody that's done drugs? Do you know everyone in their lifetime has used drugs before? Drugs have to be drugs come from over-the-counter tranquilizers, sedatives, cocaine, alcohol, and tobacco are classified as drugs. More than 29% of the teens have tried drugs already, over-the-counter or illicit drugs. The DSM informs that substance-related disorders can be subcategorized into substance use disorders and substance-induced disorders. Today I'm going to explain to you the classifications of drug abusers and how it's affected our world today. Drug abuse is a rising problem, not only in the United States but in the world. Increased problems in family, economy, and peer pressure of young teenagers trigger the use of drugs, which becomes drug abuse in some cases. What is drug abuse? It's an addiction and is chronic, often relapsing brain disease that causes compulsive drug seeking and use. Drug abuse includes the excessive dependence use of illegal substances, over-the-counter medication, alcohol, and tobacco. Drug abusers are classified in various ways. They use as public health, medical terms, and value of personal judgment. This comes from the National Drug Institute in 2009. Public health practitioners have attempted to look at drug abuse from a broader perspective than an individual, meaning they want to see the big picture of it. They don't want to just study one individual and what affects the drug abuse that he is using. They want to see the emphasize the role of society, culture, and availability. Rather than accepting the loaded terms alcohol or drug abuse, they use substance abuse or harmful, problematic use of drugs. In the medical profession, the three most diagnosed tools in the world, the DSM, the World Health Organizations, and the ICD, no longer recognize drug abuse as a medical diagnosis, meaning that anybody could look at you and they could diagnose you with drug abuse just by your behavior or how you look or how you drain down. Value of personal judgment. What I just said, the word abuse implies a recognized standard of use for any substance. Drinking an occasional glass of wine is considered acceptable in many Western countries. However, while drinking several bottles is seen as an abuse. Signs and symptoms. Depending on alcohol compound, drug abuse, including alcohol, may lead to health problems, social problems, injuries, unprotected sex, violence, suicide, dependence, and addiction. It's very sad to see a lot of people and the high rate of suicide in alcoholics and other drug abusers. Suicides in teenagers are 1 in 4 being related to alcohol abuse. 1 in 4. That could be any of your kids. That could be me, including. The growing number of AIDS infected individuals can be transmitted by the sharing of needles of cocaine and other usage. Health problems pertaining to drug abuse are the stimulant drugs. Affects the nervous system and family pertaining matters. Health problems pertaining to drug abuse depend on the type of stimulant, meaning if cocaine usage, depending on the cocaine, on the drug, for example, cocaine, the withdrawals can be very serious. The initiation of drug and alcohol use is most likely to occur during the teenage years, and some experimentation with substances by older teenagers is common. The use of drugs says that 2.1 million people just in the United States have used illicit drugs, 56.2 of them being marijuana, and pain relievers, inhalants, tranquilizers, stimulants, hallucinogens, stuff like that. Studies show of the epidemic that's causing the initiation of drug and alcohol use is most likely to occur. In 2010, 48.2 of 12th graders have been reported using an illicit drug at some time in their point. 41.2 of 12th graders have consumed alcohol, and 19.2 have smoked tobacco cigarettes. The worldwide dependency on drugs affects everybody. In 2002, the World Health Organization estimated that around 140 million people were alcohol dependent and another 400 million suffered alcohol-related problems, which meaning alcohol is a drug, and this is why I'm saying these numbers. Studies show that the large majority of teenagers will pass out of the drug before it comes out problematic, meaning that if you smoke pot or do ecstasy while in your younger years does not mean you're abusing of the drug. It's just some people's way of life, and they will eventually grow out of it. According to BBC Worldwide, the UN estimates that more than 50 million regular users of morphine, heroin, cocaine, and other synthetic drugs are in the world. As you can see, the drug abuse problem is a very chronic problem and affects all age groups. A lot of people do not know how to approach drug abuse and the problems that it causes, and is blamed on the education of drug abuse. It's not proper right now. We are not reaching out onto society and how to educate these individuals on drug abuse. Thank you.